my top 10 for Division 1 FBS football goes as follows. Georgia 1, obviously. Ohio State 2. Michigan 3. Tennessee has to go down to 4. TCU's number 5 for me. Oregon 6. LSU 7. UCLA 8. Utah 9. USC number 10. All those are head-to-head ahead. And granted, we know USC is going to have to play UCLA at some point this year. And I already decided to leave out Clemson because they got destroyed by Notre Dame. Makes a lot of sense. Also, I decided to leave out Alabama because 2 losses now, and you have to be, to me, the best 2-loss team is Utah. But at the same time, you can make the case for Alabama. But I still would give the nod at Utah right now, slightly. Another teams like Ole Miss, North Carolina, Penn State. And there's new rankings come out. Both coaches poll and AP poll. First of all, College Game Day is going to go to according to AP poll, number 4 TCU at number 18 Texas football game. So, okay, the AP poll has Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU's number 4, Tennessee 5, Oregon 6, LSU 7, USC 8, UCLA 9, Alabama 10, Ole Miss 11, Clemson 12, Utah 13, Penn State 14, North Carolina 15, Tulane number 16, NC State 17, Texas 18, Liberty 19, Notre Dame 20, Illinois 21, UCF 22, Kansas State 23, Washington number 24, 25 is Florida State. Coaches poll has the same top 6 teams as the AP poll, by the way. So, but USC for them is number 7, LSU's number 8, Ole Miss 9 for them, UCLA 10, Alabama's number 11, Clemson 12. Utah 13, North Carolina 14, Penn State 15, NC State 16, Tulane 17, Texas 18, Liberty 19, Illinois 20, 21 is UCF, 22 is Kansas State, number 23 is Washington, Kentucky's number 24, Notre Dame's number 25. Obviously, Oklahoma State, Wake Forest, Syracuse, and Oregon State had to drop out of the AP poll because of their losses. So I want to go over those games. And granted, if you go under top 25 games, they'll show playoff rankings. And I don't want to do that. Georgia at Mississippi State. Could be a letdown here for Georgia, but I expect Georgia to win this game, though it is on the road. Ohio State will play Indiana. Do I have to really say it? Ohio State. And the only reason why they struggled was because of the wins at Northwestern last game. Michigan plays Nebraska at home. Do I have to really say it? Michigan. Though they did struggle with Rutgers in the beginning. TCU plays Texas in Austin, and that's where College Game Day is. It's a coin flip. I could very, very well see this as a loss for TCU. Same thing goes for Texas. Texas could have a letdown game after beating Kansas State on the road, while TCU, their defense is very, very questionable. And Texas is actually favored right now by 7 points. I will say this. Defensive edge goes to Texas. Offensive edge, TCU. There's no question in this game. It's kind of like it's a pick 'em to me. And I don't know why the matchup predictor says Texas 73 to TCU 27. To me, this is more of a 55-45 either way type of deal. And I admit I'm torn on this. I really am. And I picked against TCU last several times here, last few weeks, and they have won every time. I'm picking TCU, and maybe they lose when I pick them, but it's kind of a pick 'em game. And I could very well see Texas winning this game. Let's be real about that. I'm not discounting Texas by any means. Tennessee plays Missouri at home. They should take care of business against Missouri. But it's a potential letdown after a loss. So, and remember, Missouri scared the pants off of Georgia. So, that's just another thing to keep an eye on. Oregon plays Washington at home, and they're ranked Washington team according to AP poll. This is another 50-50 game here. Washington definitely owns the defensive edge, but Oregon owns the offensive edge. I think Oregon wins this game, but it will be close. I say within 10 points, or even within 7 points. So, and home field advantage too. LSU better watch out for a letdown as they take on Arkansas on the road. LSU is favored by 3 points. I will say, Arkansas's defense, questionable. I mean, they give up 442.7 yards per game, while LSU averages 440.9. That's a mismatch to me. But I will say Arkansas is good offensively too. I mean, I have a hunch LSU wins this game, but it would create chaos if Arkansas does win. So I'm going LSU. USC plays Colorado at home. Luckily, the following game is UCLA at UCLA, but I don't see a letdown happening for USC against a horrible Colorado team with only one win. That's my reason. And do I have to really say it too? I mean, come on now. UCLA plays Arizona at home. UCLA. Though Arizona's improved. I will say that. But that's easy. Alabama will play Ole Miss on the road. Oh man, that's tough. I mean, this is another top 2015 showdown. Does Alabama lose 3 regular season games? Oh, but I don't know. I will say this about Alabama. They have to be more disciplined than last game. They have to be. But Ole Miss is not. Their lone loss was to LSU, and they got destroyed. They barely beat A&M. But they're coming off of a bye week. Oh man. Does Alabama lose 3 regular season games? I'm sorry, Ole Miss. I don't see it. I think Alabama bounces back. But would it shock me if Alabama loses? No. I'm just being... Of course, I already went over Ole Miss because they're number 11. I mean, Clemson will play Louisville at home. Louisville is no pushover, but Clemson has to win the rest of their games in order to think about a college football playoff. But I really think with that loss to Notre Dame yesterday, I don't think they're around anymore. I really don't. I'm giving Clemson the win here. Clemson's going to bounce back. Utah plays Stanford. Do I have to really say it? Utah. I mean, that's the truth. Penn State plays, or do they even play anybody this week? Because you never know with these bye weeks. Maryland at home. I don't know about Maryland's quarterback situation. Granted. I really, really don't. I know their best quarterback, Talia Tagovailoa, got hurt, but I'm not sure. Did he even play recently? I admit this is a dangerous game for Penn State if it's with Talia Tagovailoa. He's back, but I think Penn State wins. I do. But it could be close. I mean, let's be honest here. The pass defense for Penn State is a weakness, and with Talia back, they could very well give Penn State the run for their money. North Carolina plays. Since I have to go to like AP poll and click on each team because it's not going to show now. North Carolina plays Wake Forest at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is coming off of a loss. This is a dangerous game for North Carolina. Very, very dangerous. Because North Carolina's defense is not that good. It's not. Wake Forest's offense is good. Do I think North Carolina goes in there and loses? Yes, I do. I'm picking Wake Forest. But it will be close. It's going to be a close game regardless, so I'm picking Wake to upset North Carolina. Though, it wouldn't shock me. It's going to be like a shootout game. Tulane plays UCF. The battle of the two ranked teams in the American. Tulane's favored by a point right now on ESPN. This is a 50-50 football game. But I'm going to go with Tulane because they have a better defense than UCF when you look at the numbers. But I will also say UCF's offense is the better of the two. I think Tulane wins. Okay. NC State plays. At least I already did the Texas game already. I already picked TC for that one. So NC State plays Boston College. Do have to really say it. NC State. Though they're going to have to be careful because, you know, they don't have their starting quarterback the rest of the year. That's to watch out for. Liberty plays in an improved UConn team that is 5-5. And they could be looking to make a bowl game. UConn could. Sounds nuts. Because when you think of UConn football now, you think dumpster fire. Horrible. But it is on the road for Liberty, so they can't take them lightly. Does UConn make it a bowl? Get to 6 wins this year like Kansas and Duke unexpectedly? I'm sorry, UConn. It's not happening. But it might happen unexpectedly, but I will say that I will try to look at the numbers. Yeah, the reason why I don't see it happening is Liberty is the UConn pass defense allows 244 passing yards per game. Though they've been improving, I know. It's just their offense might not score enough points to win against Liberty. But we'll see what happens. But it would shock me if UConn would win. No, they even play. UConn even plays Army, by the way, at the end of the year. I mean, like the 19th. Then they're done. Okay, Notre Dame, who is back in the top 25. Do they avoid a letdown against Navy? No. No, they don't. I don't think so. Though the triple option is difficult to stop. I will say that. If you're not careful, the triple option could hurt you. Illinois plays Purdue. This is a big game for the conference, for the Big Ten West. It really is, which is unexpected to think Illinois would be there. And Illinois could technically put it away. And I think Illinois does win this game, but it's going to be close. Illinois' defense didn't show up last week. I think they show up this week. So, and it's at home even for Illinois, so that's even better. I already talked about UCF since they're gonna play Tulane. No need to mention them. Now, Kansas State, who has dropped 10 spots, plays Baylor in Waco. I could say one thing about this game. Baylor is a different team since the beginning of the year. And they have improved in the last few weeks. With 8 interceptions in the last 2 games, they are on a 3-game winning streak. Does the winning streak continue for Baylor? And not being biased at all on this game. I'm not biased. And I am not going to show any bias. Or I try not to. For sure. But when I look at it, I think Baylor is going to bounce back from that bad performance against Oklahoma and do enough to beat Kansas State at home. And it's a night game, so that's an automatic trap. And Kansas State's coming off of a loss, which could be a letdown game. But this is going to be a war. So, Baylor's favored by 3.5. Matchup predictor says for 61.2% Baylor, 38.8% in favor of Kansas State. Based on recent trends, Baylor is on the up and up. Though Kansas State is not really down either. But I mean, yes, they blanked Oklahoma State 48-0. But that was when Oklahoma State had so many guys banged up. Baylor is healthier. The only concern I have for them is how much of 100% are they going to be. Because they were dealing with the flu bug last week. Hopefully they're going to be more 100%. And Richard Reese had the flu bug in particular. He didn't need to have any carries. He only had 4 for 7 yards with the 1 touchdown. But Kirk Williams with 25 rushing attempts for 192 yards with 2 touchdowns. He could have easily got over 200 yards on that last run he did. But he decided no. And he was told to kneel it down, to stop, and stay in bounds, and then just run the clock. So, anyway. Washington, I already discussed because they're going to play Oregon. I picked Oregon to win. Now, Florida State's the last game here. And this is based on the AP top 25 and not the coaches poll that I'm doing these picks on. And same goes for the college football playoff. Florida State plays Syracuse on the road. Syracuse has lost 3 straight now. I mean, they lost to Notre Dame unexpectedly. They have lost to Pitt. They lost to Pitt as well as Clemson. Does the Syracuse get back on track against Florida State? No. Florida State wins. So that's all my picks, as well as where College Game Day is going. And by the way, LSU has been fined for storming the field for 270 over. I need to look at exact amount, but I know it's more than $200,000 because you're not supposed to storm the field. I need to look. Okay, this is taking a little bit. Yeah, $250,000 to be exact. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. I see you guys later. It's going to 400 subscribers and more by the end of this year or eventually.